Fly with a purpose. This is Jeremy with Rotors and Roads, and let's talk about staying challenged. So when you first get a drone, you want to see how high it can fly, what kind of pictures it'll take at the highest altitude you can go. It's nice and all, but it loses its charm real quickly because you realize there's no definition to the pictures. There's no focus, no focal point. So anytime you put that drone up, what you want to try to do is go with a target, go with an idea. Even if you're just flying, not to take particular images of anything, but just to practice learning the controls, how to do specific tricks that you like, or take a specific shot of something you saw on the internet or that somebody else had that you really enjoyed looking at. Go out and try to emulate one thing. Don't go out just flying around and see what comes about. You get bored pretty quick. You find that you're not actually learning how to fly your drone, and you end up plateauing pretty quickly. So go with a purpose. So if you want, practice getting an angle, practice maneuvering, flying straight. Sometimes flying straight is actually quite challenging. There's a lot of things that will affect the flight, from small winds, your altitude, trees. What I found inadvertently was that the airflow from the rotors coming off of the bucket of a construction vehicle actually caused me to crash. Changed the lift, it changed the flight characteristics of the drone, and ended up with the catastrophic failure that cost me 2 propeller blades, 2 rotors. Note to self, don't do that. I've had multiple crashes. We'll do that in another video. But the biggest thing to remember is go with a purpose. I want to do one thing when I fly this today. Sometimes it can be practicing an orbital shot, where you have your target that you're focusing on as you orbit around the subject to try to get a video. Find out that's actually really hard to do. A lot of drones out there will do this for you. Some will advertise that they do, but they don't really do it. So practice those things. Like GPS follow doesn't always work. That's how I lost my first drone. So go out in a safe area where there's not anybody around, where there's plenty of space, and practice using your drone. Practice becoming an expert or fluent at one particular operation. Sometimes you're just practicing your top-down shot. Sometimes you're practicing a following shot. Sometimes you're just practicing how to make it maneuver, how to make it go forward, backwards, up and down. Yourself, how you're practicing, doing 2 thumbs at the same time. Sometimes that can be pretty challenging, especially when you've got to find that sweet spot for, a rotation or an angle. Because nothing really is more frustrating than thinking you got a great shot and then all of a sudden realizing that you moved the camera too fast when you tried to rotate the drone. So the more practice, the more fun it becomes, the more challenged you are over the course of time, and the better you get. So with that advice, go out, fly, have fun.